Of course, everything was very good in that department.
So when you fought, making up was really the best.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a good day. Today's update is shocking. Something no one saw coming in the Brown family drama. Janelle has officially rejected Kody. She's got a new man. Yes, you heard that right. Let's walk through what really happened. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any future updates. The surprise visit, it had been months since Kody and Janelle really talked. Janelle had been focused on her own life. She was hiking, spending time with her kids, and building a peaceful life in Flagstaff. Kody, on the other hand, was not doing so well. Christine had moved on with David Woolley. Mary was done trying to be accepted, and Robyn was tired of Kody's constant mood swings. Feeling alone, Kody started to think maybe Janelle would take him back. So one summer afternoon, he showed up at her house with flowers and a handwritten letter. He told her, "You were the glue in this family. I see that now. Let's start fresh." But Janelle wasn't moved. Janelle's strong reply, she listened quietly at first. But then she stood up and said something that stopped Kody in his tracks. "You're not here because you love me. You're here because you're alone." She told him the truth. "You didn't pick me when it mattered. You picked Robyn. You made your choice, Kody. Now live with it." Witnesses say Kody turned red and looked completely shocked. But Janelle stayed calm. She didn't cry. She didn't yell. She just told him the truth and stood her ground. Meet Janelle's new man, Mark. Then came the real shock. Just as Kody tried to respond, Janelle called out, "Mark, can you come out here for a sec?" And that's when it happened. A tall, outdoorsy man walked out with 2 iced teas in his hands. This was Mark, Janelle's new boyfriend. Kody froze. He had no idea Janelle was dating someone new. Sources say Mark is a hiking guide she met on a trail in Sedona. He's kind, thoughtful, and treats her like a queen. One of Janelle's kids said, "He opens doors for her. He listens. It's just different." Kody's embarrassing meltdown when Kody realized what was happening, he panicked. He said, "You're making a mistake. He's just a rebound." But Janelle didn't blink. She looked him in the eye and said, "No, Kody, you were my mistake." Kody didn't say another word. He turned, walked back to his car, and drove away, leaving the flowers behind. Janelle moves on, and fans love IT since then. Janelle and Mark have been spotted together around town. They've been to farmers markets, cafes, and hiking trails. She hasn't said anything official online, but her Instagram shows peaceful selfies and captions like, "Fresh start, peaceful heart." Fans are thrilled. One comment said, "You look so free, Janelle." Another said, "We've waited years to see you this happy." Even her kids support Mark. Sources say he's not trying to replace their dad. It's just kind. That's all they wanted for their mom. Kody's world falls apart back at home. Kody is struggling. He's been angry and emotional, pacing around and saying things like, "Everyone's turning on me. No one loves me anymore." Even Robyn is said to be frustrated. She's telling him to talk to a therapist. She's tired of his outbursts and sadness. One friend said, watching Janelle happy without him is driving him crazy. Will we see this on the show? Yes, TLC cameras are filming. Sources say they followed Janelle and Mark on multiple outings. One producer even said, "This is the most confident and happy Janelle we've ever seen. She's done with the drama." Meanwhile, Kody still thinks he can fix things, but fans agree that ship has sailed. The big message, Janelle's story isn't just drama for TV. It's a message. You don't have to stay where you're not loved. You can choose peace. You can find joy again. And it's never too late to start over. Thanks for watching, everyone. What do you think about Janelle's big move? Do you think Kody will ever recover? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell because more Sister Wives updates are coming soon. Janelle's healing journey. choosing herself for the first time. Too many longtime fans of Sister Wives. What Janelle just did wasn't just a plot twist, it was a revolution. It wasn't about rejecting Kody's reunion offer. It wasn't even about introducing her new partner, Mark. It was about finally putting herself first. For years, Janelle sacrificed her own happiness in the name of keeping the peace. She was the calm one, the practical one. The one who made everything run smoothly while quietly breaking inside. But now, Janelle isn't keeping the peace for everyone else, she's choosing peace for herself. As one Reddit user put it, she always kept the peace. Now she's choosing peace, and it's beautiful. And viewers couldn't agree more. What experts are saying, therapists and relationship experts have also taken note. Dr. Lisa Martins, licensed family therapist, offered this perspective. Janelle's story shows that walking away from an unhealthy relationship isn't a failure, it's a beginning. True healing comes not just from leaving someone, but from finally listening to your own voice. That's exactly what Janelle did. The inner work behind the strength, according to those close to her, Janelle's strength didn't appear overnight. She didn't leap from heartbreak into a new romance. She come up time for herself. She read books, she kept a journal, she hiked long trails in the Arizona sun. She spent quiet time with her kids and rediscovered her passions. She didn't rush into anything a family friend shared. She truly took the time to ask, who am I outside of being Kody's wife? And once she was rooted in that, truth, Mark came along. A man who, in his own words, didn't come to rescue her. I didn't save her. He reportedly told a friend she didn't need saving. I just showed up and walked beside her. That's what real love looks like. And that's what Janelle found. Support from her circle, Christine, who also rebuilt her life with her husband, David Woollywas. Overjoyed for Janelle. She deserves happiness. We all do, she reportedly said. Even Mary, who often kept her opinions private, couldn't hide her joy. At a family event, she was heard saying, it's Janelle's time to shine. And Janelle's children. Their love and support have been powerful. One of her kids even wrote online, proud of you, Mom. You taught us what real strength looks like. Looking ahead, slow, deep, and free, Janelle and Mark aren't rushing. They're not planning weddings or huge announcements. They're simply enjoying being together. They've talked about traveling, maybe even moving somewhere quieter, more rural. Just the two of them, walking trails and building a simple life. One without cameras, chaos, or Kody. And yes, TLC cameras have been following them. Insiders say their journey will be a central story in the new season. Expect tears, healing, and a brand new Janelle like you've never seen before. Mary Brown says goodbye. Her final note to Kody, as fans were still recovering from the shock of Janelle's transformation, another stunning chapter unfolded. Mary Brown, Kody's very first wife and once his strongest supporter, has also shut the door. And this time, it's for good. After years of heartbreak, rejection, and holding out hope, Mary finally said what needed to be said. I won't be anyone's second best. It was more than a rejection. It was a woman rising from the ashes of disappointment. Mary's long and painful road. To understand the weight of Mary's choice, we need to look back. She married Kody in 1990. They had dreams of a loving, plural family. She welcomed the other wives. She raised children. She sacrificed. But things changed drastically when Robyn entered the picture. Kody divorced Mary not because their marriage was ending, but so he could legally marry Robyn and adopt her kids. That decision didn't just change their legal status, it shattered their emotional bond. Kody pulled away from Mary and the world watched. In one unforgettable confessional, Kody admitted, I don't feel love for her anymore, we're just friends. The catfishing scandal and emotional isolation. In 2015, Mary found herself in a catfishing scandal. Lonely and desperate for connection, she began talking online with someone she believed to be a man. It was a catfish. Instead of seeing it as a cry for help, Kody used it as another excuse to shut her out. He said he couldn't trust her anymore. From then on, Mary lived in a kind of emotional exile. Still part of the family, but completely alone. On screen, she was often crying or silent. At one point, she whispered through tears, "I don't know why I keep trying when nothing ever changes." A new Mary begins to emerge, but change did come, and it came from within. Over the past few years, fans noticed something shifting. Mary started posting inspiring quotes. She traveled alone. She leaned into her bed and breakfast business. She focused on self-love. A friend said she stopped needing Kody's attention to feel complete. She went to retreats. She read empowering books. She found herself again. So when Kody finally came knocking, she wasn't the same woman who once begged for his time. Kody's desperate visitant, Mary's final goodbye. With Christine remarried and Janelle glowing, Kody was unraveling. Even Robyn was pulling away. So he drove to Mary's Inn in Parowan, Utah. He brought flowers and a peace offering, hoping she'd welcome him back. He told her she was the heart of the family, that he missed her loyalty, and that he wanted to start fresh. Mary listened. Then, gently setting down her tea, she looked him in the eye and said, "You're only here because you've run out of other options." That sentence broke whatever illusion Kody had left. She continued, "I cried for you. I begged for your time. And you paraded your love for Robyn like I didn't exist. You didn't choose me then, so don't expect me to choose you now." Kody tried to protest. "That's not fair." But Mary just shook her head and said, "What's not fair is how you treated me for the past decade." And with that, she stood up, walked into the inn, and closed the door behind her. Kody was left alone, flowers in hand, rejected by the last woman who once believed in him. It's a bigger message. These aren't just breakups, they are awakenings. Janelle and Mary spent years waiting for someone who couldn't see their worth. Now they've found strength in themselves. They're living proof that it's never too late to leave what hurts and move toward what heals. As one fan wrote, "Janelle, you didn't just survive, you thrived. You're showing us what real strength looks like." Then while Kody remains stuck in the past, Janelle is hiking into the future with someone who sees her. Mary is sipping tea on her porch, finally at peace. They're no longer sister wives. They're warriors each, reclaiming her story. And we're lucky enough to watch it unfold. On the day Mary closed the door on Kody, everything shifted. Kody stood at her doorstep, flowers in hand, maybe hoping for one last chance or a moment of emotional connection. But Mary didn't answer. Eyewitnesses later said he just stood there. For a while, stunned. He didn't knock again. He didn't shout or beg. He just sat on the porch for a few minutes, like a man who suddenly realized everything he'd once had was gone. Then, slowly, he walked away. The flowers ended up in a nearby trash can. Kody left in silence. Later, he reportedly vented to Robyn, calling Mary ungrateful and blaming her for tearing the family apart. But Mary didn't share those regrets. She felt free. One of her friends said she's finally free. And she's never going back. Chapter 2. Mary's moment of power when the news broke. Fans of Sister Wives lit up social media in support of Mary. Posts flooded Instagram, Reddit, and fan pages. One fan wrote, "You don't owe him anything, Mary. You finally did what we've been wanting you to do for years." Another said, "She looks so happy now. She's glowing. She's thriving without him." Perhaps one fan summed it up best. Kody thought he could break her and that she'd always be there, waiting. But Mary chose herself. That's what real power looks like. Chapter 3. Mary's new beginning, like Janelle before her. Mary decided to focus on herself. She's not dating right now, but she's open to the idea eventually. For now, she spends her time on the things that make her happy: traveling, hosting women's retreats at her bed and breakfast, and working on a memoir that tells her side of the story. Her social media is filled with quiet wisdom and self-love. Some of her posts read, "Peace feels better than attention." Sometimes the love you're looking for is your own. "I am my own home." Her business is doing well. She has surrounded herself with a solid group of true friends. She's even been invited to speak at women's empowerment events. Mary is finally living life on her terms. Chapter 4. Kody's isolation. Meanwhile, Kody remains in Flagstaff with Robyn. But according to insiders, it's not a happy home. He struggles to accept that the family he once led has moved on. He still believes, somehow, that he can bring everyone back together. But those close to him say it's too late. They've all outgrown him, and even Robyn is said to be tired of the ongoing drama. She sat him down, a source said, and told him plainly, "You pushed them all away. Now you have to live with it." Chapter 5. Why Mary's story matters. Mary's journey has touched people everywhere. After years of being dismissed and emotionally neglected, she finally stood up and said no more. Dr. Ellen Ramirez, a therapist who specializes in emotional resilience, noted, Mary's story shows that it's never too late to take your power back, even if you've felt invisible for years. Mary's decision sparked conversations about emotional abuse, self-worth, and the strength it takes to leave a relationship that no longer serves you. But her transformation didn't happen overnight. Chapter 6. The inner work behind Mary's strength after the catfishing scandal and Kody's cold reaction to it. Mary hit rock bottom, but instead of staying there, she started to rebuild. Began therapy. She read books about healing and self-worth. She reconnected with the things that brought her joy. Slowly, step by step, she stitched her life back together, not for anyone else, but for herself. Her bed and breakfast became a symbol of her independence. Running it gave her purpose again. She made new friends, rediscovered her talents, and found joy in hosting retreats for women looking for the same healing she'd once needed. Chapter 7. Christine and Janelle support. Christine and Janelle, who'd already walked away from Kody, were among Mary's biggest cheerleaders. "You deserve better," Christine told her. Janelle's words were brief but powerful. "Welcome to freedom." Mary's children and even some of her stepchildren expressed pride online. One message read, "Proud of you, Mom. You showed us what real strength looks like." Chapter 8. Kody's great fall while Mary flourished. Kody's world crumbled. What started as a dream, one big, loving, polygamous family, had turned into a nightmare. His obsession with Robyn had pushed everyone else away. He had chosen one wife over all others, and now he was paying the price. Christine was the first to leave. Then Mary emotionally checked out. Finally, even practical, grounded Janelle walked away. By 2024, the once massive Brown family was reduced to just Kody and Robyn. Chapter 9. The silence. That followed. Kody thought that living alone with Robyn would be peaceful. But instead, the silence felt cold and heavy. The kids stopped visiting. Holidays were quiet. Robyn's emotional outbursts, once something Kody felt drawn to, became exhausting. He started noticing how different she was without the other wives. Around her neediness, her tears, they no longer pulled at his heart. Instead, they felt like chains. Chapter 10. A family gathering and a harsh reality. Kody tried once to gather everyone together for a family event. Some didn't come. Some sent polite refusals. Only a few showed up. Christine brought her new husband, David Woolley. She glowed with happiness. Janelle came and spent time with her children, laughing and chatting. Mary came briefly, dropped off a small gift, and left quietly. When it came time for a group photo, Kody noticed something painful. No one stood by him. Everyone clustered around Christine and Janelle. Kody and Robyn stood off to the side, separate, excluded. Chapter 11. The breaking point. That night, Robyn complained about how the others had treated them. But Kody had a realization. He turned to her and said the words he had been avoiding for years. "You tore this family apart." Robyn cried, but this time Kody didn't comfort her. "I gave you all the power," he said, "and now I've lost everything." Chapter 12. The last goodbye. Eventually, Kody and Robyn broke up. When the news spread, it shocked the public, but the family saw it coming. It was my addiction, Kody admitted later. I thought she needed me. But really, I just needed to feel needed. He paid the price for that mistake. Chapter 13. Kody's redemption arc now. Kody lives a quiet life in a small house in Flagstaff. No more big homes. No more big dreams. Just peace. He's trying to repair his relationships with his children, one call at a time. Some have responded, some haven't, but he keeps trying. Sometimes he visits Christine or Janelle. Occasionally, he meets Mary for coffee. They reminisce, sometimes they laugh, sometimes they cry. Chapter 14. Robyn's retreat. Robyn, on the other hand, has disappeared from public view. She lives quietly with her children in a rented home, mostly alone. The attention, the control, the competition, it's all gone. Without it, she has withdrawn. She had once been the center of Kody's world. Now she's just a part of its past. Chapter 15. What we've learned: the Brown family will never return to what it once was. The big dream of one united household is gone, but something new has taken its place. Balance. Christine, Janelle, and Mary are living full, joyful lives. Their children are building their own futures. Kody, once blinded by his need to control and be needed, is finally seeing clearly. He's no longer leading, he's learning. And Mary, once the overlooked wife, is now a symbol of strength, healing, and the power of choosing yourself. Epilogue. A family changed but still standing in the end. Kody's story is a lesson about what happens when favoritism, ego, and denial break down a family. But it's also a story of redemption, of a man finally facing himself and trying to grow, even if it's too late to fix everything. And Mary's story? It's a reminder to every person who has ever felt invisible, taken for granted, or unloved. You are not a backup plan. You are not a last resort. You are enough. And it's never too late to choose yourself. For years, Mary had clung to hope like a life raft in a storm. She was the first wife, the one who had built the family from nothing with Kody. She'd poured her soul into the dream of unity, believing that if she just endured long enough, loved hard enough, things would return to how they once were. But time has a cruel way of peeling back illusions. Every silent meal, every cold glance, every moment she was left out of the laughter. It all accumulated like snow on a fragile rooftop. She had tried to stay loyal, tried to rise above the betrayal. Even when Kody legally divorced her to marry Robyn, Mary convinced herself it was for the greater good. Adoption, they said. Legal. Protection. A noble cause. But her heart cracked that day, and no one, not even Kody, seemed to notice. And then came the years of distance, of emotional exile. Kody's visits stopped. His phone calls grew short. Eventually, there was nothing. Not even a birthday message. Not even a, "How are you?" She became a ghost in her own marriage. The final straw. It wasn't one big moment that broke her. It was 1,000 tiny ones. But there was a final